Hey guys, this is Omer from MMOs.com. Another quick weekly news recap of all major MMO news and announcements for the week ending April 20th, 2020. This is episode number 241 of the recap, and the first of news this week comes from Sega regarding Phantasy Star Online 2, which while the game launched into open beta just last week on Xbox, we finally have a release window for the game's PC release, which I'm personally more excited for, as I always prefer playing on PC over console. The game will be launching onto the PC sometime in late May, and it'll be available exclusively on the Microsoft Store. Like the console version, the PC version of the Japanese MMORPG will include full English text and voiceovers, and 3 years worth of content, which actually puts it a bit behind the Japanese version, which has been around since 2012. While everyone has long complained about the Epic Game Store, personally I'm more concerned about the Microsoft Store, which is always annoying to deal with, but at least the game is finally launching here in the West. So yes, official version of PSO2 will be available in English on PC sometime in late May. Next is some pretty massive industry news from Riot Games, which announced this last week that they have acquired Hypixel Studios, which is the company behind Hytale, a Minecraft-inspired game that's set to launch sometime in 2021. This is big news because it shows Riot Games are finally starting to diversify away from League of Legends. Riot Games, despite the plural in the studio name, has basically been a one-game studio since its founding in 2006, but over the last year they've launched Legends of Runeterra, they've started beta testing for Valorant, and now they just purchased a Minecraft competitor. Unfortunately, there's no terms or financial figures disclosed with the announcement, but Hytale looks pretty promising, especially since it's a Minecraft-inspired game, and visually it looks pretty good. And speaking of Riot Games, announced that the collectible card game and Hearthstone competitor Legends of Runeterra will officially be launching on April 30th, with progress from open beta carrying over into full release. The game will also feature full cross-platform play between PC and mobile. The game's 1.0 launch features a new region and 120 new cards, as well as the start of the game's first rank season. Time will tell, though, if Legends of Runeterra can compete with Blizzard's enormously popular Hearthstone, which remains the most popular card game on both PC and mobile at the moment. Next up, 2 bits of news for World of Warcraft, one for Classic and one for the upcoming Shadowlands expansion. For Classic, Zul'Gurub, or ZG for short, officially launched this week, and is one of the easier 40-man raids in the game. Will provide a lot of players an easy way of getting higher level gear. ZG drops aren't as good as Molten Core or Blackwing Layer drops, but some of the trinkets in there are pretty top tier. As for Shadowlands though, Blizzard announced that the game will be featuring some new character customization options with the launch of Shadowlands to better compete with more modern MMORPGs on that front. While World of Warcraft has pretty great transmog gear and cosmetic gear in game, like tons of different variety, the default character customization options in the character creation has always been pretty lackluster. So this is definitely a welcome change. Up next, the first part of the Steelbreaker raid in Blade & Soul goes live on April 22nd, which is in 2 days, with the release of the Steel Uprising update. The new 12-man raid is recommended for level 60 and players with Hangmu level 24 and unlocks upon completing the Silver Steel Chapter 5 quest. And besides the new raid, the update also tweaks the way lower tier accessories are upgraded and their cost needed to upgrade them, with the goal of making it easier to acquire older items as a new tier is being introduced. Expect some events to kick off with the launch of the new patch on April 22nd as well. Next up, Pearl Abyss officially started its final beta test for its Black Desert-inspired Battle Royale game Shadow Arena, which ran from this weekend until April 20th, which ends later today. The 40-man Fantasy Battle Royale game's next step should be open beta, which of course these days means pretty much release. While we don't have any kind of official release date just yet, they did say that for sure that the game will be launching in the first half of 2020 in their original PR material, so I expect the game to be launching by the end of June at the latest, but more realistically, I expect we'll get the game sometime next month in May. Up next, update for an oldie. EVE Online launched the Surgical Strike update this last week, which introduced a ton of balance tweaks to the game. Of significant note, though, is a nerf to capital ships and sub-capital ships survivability to better encourage enemies to focus on these high-value targets. And despite launching back in 2003, a year before WoW, EVE Online remains a fairly active game with an average concurrent player base of 27,000 players, and really is one of the only sci-fi MMORPGs out there. And if you've never played it, there is a free-to-play mode, so definitely give it a try. Next up, besides the new patch content from the previous week, Final Fantasy XIV is giving all inactive accounts up to 8 days of playtime for free up until May 17th. So if you've ever had a subscription or an account for Final Fantasy XIV, you can jump back in and check the new content out for free in the game's longest ever free login campaign. So the free campaign lasts until May 17th or until you've played 8 days of playtime, which is quite a bit. Our next last bit of news this week is also related to freebies. EverQuest opens all of its progression servers to everyone until May 8th. While EverQuest offers a free-to-play option, access to the game's popular progression servers required a subscription in the past, but from now until May 8th, anyone can jump in and play them for free. And EverQuest remains one of the oldest and longest-running MMORPGs out there, having launched back in 1999 and has run continuously since. But yeah, it's an oldie, but people still do play it. Anyway, guys, that's it for my news this week. I'll see you guys next time. Later, guys.